That's good enough. That's good.
That's not a penis. Anyways,
Close enough to a penis.
are we gonna start?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of the CTTV Podcast. How are you all doing today?
Round of applause.
Doing
good.
Doing pretty good.
Woke up like an hour ago. Well,
Yeah.
no, like 2 hours at this point.
I've been up since 1 a.m., but been chilling the whole time.
Oh, right on, you know.
I am doing pretty good myself. I'm here with
Oh, we didn't ask.
2 of my favorite people. I don't care.
Right.
The whole world doesn't revolve around
For those of you that
Yeah.
forgot, I'm Gage.
I'm Israel.
I'm Dane.
And Nate can't join us today. We have cut him open, taken out
Right.
some little podcaster seeds out of his body, and planted them into the ground. So next week, we should have a fully grown new podcast host. So we'll
Who
be
will
happy to
also be
introduce him.
named Nate, coincidentally.
No.
No, he won't.
No, he won't.
No, we won't.
We're changing his name.
We're changing his...
What's his name going to be then?
Ty.
No.
Oh, Carter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Carter.
Yeah, Carter's
Yeah,
cool.
Carter's the best name we came up with.
There
Yeah.
you go.
We looked in top 100 best names for boys 2012.
We went on
handbook.
babynames.com and sort
Yeah.
of
In 2012, does that work in 2020?
No. They changed the source code, so it completely... So Carter will crash once he comes onto the podcast because he shouldn't exist.
Okay.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
So
That's a
we...
pretty solid lip smack.
Yeah. So we watched the, as we talked about in the last podcast, we talked about how we were going to watch The Bye Bye Man, and now
You're here with the 3 people who actually saw it.
who
because
actually saw it.
Oh, it was
Nate
so bad.
wasn't there.
Yeah, he's still gone. It's a real shame that we had to disembowel him.
I can't believe we killed him before we watched the movie.
Yeah, that was,
We should have kept them alive.
but it was a little bit, like a little bit of foreshadowing for the movie. Well, there's no disembowelment.
No, there's no
the
disembowelment
movie.
in the
Only eye taking outing.
I felt like
Yeah.
disemboweling myself after I was done watching the movie. If that,
A little bit, yeah. As I think I mentioned in the last podcast, the Fantastic Four movie, the newest one, was my least favorite movie of all time until we watched Slenderman, and then that was my new least favorite movie of all time. Gage, stop unzipping your pants zipper, man. That's kind of weird. That
Bro,
you're
I gotta take it out. I'm sorry.
Oh, jeez. Anyways,
It is a little hot in here.
it is a little hot in here, but now I don't know. Was the Bye Bye Man worse or was Slender Man worse?
I think the Bye Bye Man was worse.
The Bye Bye
by
Man
far.
was
Yeah.
worse. There was a lot of non-exposure in Slenderman. You couldn't see anything for the entire movie.
Yeah.
But that was almost a plus, to be honest.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
where the Bye Bye Man,
I wish I didn't
could-
see anything.
You could see so much, but there was nothing to see.
Yeah.
And what you could see made you want to never have eyes again. It
Right.
was
Well, the
terrible.
dog will eat your eyes. He will come and eat our eyes.
The dog
'cause now
looked like
we know who
walking
the Bye Bye
meatloaf
Man
with
is.
legs and teeth.
Don't
Seeing
think it, don't say
the
it.
CG dog thingy made me wish the whole movie was completely black so I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was really terrible.
The Bye Bye Man
about
also
it.
suffered from that problem where they're like, hey, here's our scary monster and here's what he looks like in broad daylight.
In broad
No
daylight.
big deal.
And he has a lot of screen time too,
Which is weird.
which is really weird.
Yeah, he also had
I feel like he got more screen time than Godzilla.
He did. Well, the
Yeah.
thing with the Bye Bye Man that really confused me, he kind of had that John Waters thing going on where he would up his shoulders a bit, cock his head, do like that weird creep face with a smile and point his
Troll
finger
face.
and be like, I'm John Waters. Like, it was so weird. He didn't look like a villain or anything at all. He just kind of looked like a...
We
he
never
looked like
got-
he was supposed to be comedy relief almost with how
He
his
looked
makeup
like
was done.
the edgy kid at your school, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because he was a thing back in the 60s and he was still wearing like a hip trench coat. Like,
Wait, the Bye Bye Man was a thing before this movie?
Well, no, like in the movie, it shows like it flashes back, and he's like, "Don't think it, don't say it.
Oh,
I'm gonna
right,
murder
right,
everybody."
okay.
Yeah. So what's up with that? We're given no backstory in the Bye Bye Man, which makes him less scary.
I think the fact I felt like we were actually given more backstory to the Bye Bye Man than we needed, because they talked about how Gage, you got some weird shit on your head.
Oh yeah, it's like chocolate or just on your hat.
Oh, yeah. No, that's from the roof of my car.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
Anyways, the Bye Bye Man's history I felt like was over exposed, like it overstayed its welcome.
Yeah.
And like there was so much documentation on this being that reportedly had all the evidence about it burned up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nobody knew about it except for a small group of people. Actually, no, it was only one person who really knew about it. It was the guy's wife who'd still been living.
Who never
And
heard about
she
the
didn't know
Bye-Bye
the
Man.
name.
No, she didn't know the name. And then it was Miss Watkins only after the fact when he had pulled the files out about the Bye Bye Man.
Yeah.
Yet despite there being so much documentation about it, no one knows who he is. No one knows, what his story is.
Nobody even knows about the murders. I feel like in a small town like that, if somebody was like, oh yeah, this guy went around and murdered a bunch of people, and then like the person who's writing about this dude who murdered a bunch of people went around and murdered more people, people would be like, oh yeah, this is like a pretty deep, like, crazy
There is a
thing that
connection
happened.
there.
Yeah. Like, in the movie, you can hear people talking about it when, I already forgot the character's name who was going to was it Josh?
Elliot?
Elliot? That's what it was?
I thought so.
Was that the black guy or the
No, the black guy was John.
John?
Yeah, I think it was Elliot. He was in the library, talking to the librarian, Miss Watkins, about going through all these files, and she mentions, oh yeah, there was this guy, back 50 or so years ago that killed all of, like, his neighbors or whatever who he was, going crazy about the Bye Bye Man about, But the thing is, the murder is mentioned by other people, but no one mentions, like, why did he decide to go shotgun massacre his family and his neighbors?
No motive is referenced.
No motive is referenced at all. They're just like, oh yeah, this guy killed a bunch of people with his shotgun.
I thought it was referenced. Didn't they say like
It was only referenced after the fact when Elliot had pulled out the book about Bye Bye Man and was talking to Miss Watkins.
What's also weird is like the journalist guy was like, I'm not gonna let you win, and then he drinks Drano and dies like immediately.
But he did let him win because he was a fucking idiot and
Yeah.
carved his name into the table. Like
He
that's
carved his
just
name into the
asking
table.
for
Yeah,
it.
that's
Down.
yeah, and then the dog's still gonna eat his eyes. Like, I guess he still loses,
He still loses
Like, I don't
on
know.
a physical level, but if he wouldn't have carved it into the fucking...
Yeah, if
Yeah.
he didn't carve it in, he would have lost the battle, won the war,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah.
But what if we're gonna go into the history of the Bye Bye Man? How the fuck does that stupid kid who the journalist was hunting down hear the name of the Bye Bye Man? So even if this journalist guy did get rid of all the evidence of the Bye Bye Man, right?
Yeah.
There's obviously some other link to him somewhere because this fucking kid found it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless the kid was just like, yo, I'm gonna start a cult in my head. And then he was the only member, and then for some reason it becomes like an actual thing. I don't know, that's like...
Or God is a like proven fact in this universe. Put the idea of the Bye Bye Man into that kid's brain, fucking him over.
So God is just a malevolent, or maleficent. The Maleficent?
Malevolent.
I thought malevolent is bad.
That's benevolent. Malevolent is bad.
good.
Oh, okay. So malevolent,
Malevolent is bad. Benevolent is good.
epic.
I mean, if I was God, I would do something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
What confused me also in the movie, though, was the little girl, the daughter of Elliot's brother, just somehow has the Bye Bye Man's curse for whatever reason just by walking into the room.
Oh, the friend's roommate or sister or something that she murders with a hammer? That one?
No. The tiny little girl who's like 3 years old. The little
Well,
girl.
she doesn't have the Bye Bye Man
Well, no.
curse. but
Yeah, she did because remember
She had the coins, and the guy was
she had the
like,
coins and the dog was coming through behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but she went down into the forest and she saw the little like nightstand.
No,
whatever.
no, he's talking
this was
about before.
This was
Oh, okay.
before. She went into the room during the party,
Right.
and then when she went up, she saw that gold coin. It dropped on the floor. She picked it up and then was looking at it, and you could see in one of the frames that dog, the meatloaf dog, was coming out of the small door.
It does look like.
And she couldn't have been able to see it anyway, because when she opened up the drawer, only thing that says inside of it is "Don't say it, don't think it." The Bye Bye Man is
Right.
carved on the underside of the nightstand.
And we already know that she can't read.
yeah.
But the point
Well, she
is,
couldn't read in the dark.
She couldn't read in the dark, but the point is she didn't see the Bye Bye Man's name at any given point before that anyways. So
How was the Bye Bye Man haunting
the
her?
Bye Bye Man just said, fuck it, this little girl is going down with me. And
Yeah.
Right.
he's like, all right.
But I think that actually answers the question of how homies learn of the Bye Bye Man, because if it had to come from somewhere originally, like the journalist was chasing that kid had to have found the Bye Bye Man's name somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And this little girl, she finds the coin, and the guy later says, once you see the coins or hear the coins and the dog appears, that's when you know he's coming for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he has some influence on the physical world without without
actually and like having to have his name interact with it all.
Without having someone say his name. I guess he can prompt them to, but that wasn't explained, which detracts from the movie.
Yeah. There's so many different plot points in that movie that literally don't make any sense. Like the coins, the train.
Especially the train.
The train has no
train
connection.
was so stupid.
Yeah. Like it was just like foreshadowing of the guy going, no! And then her getting hit by that was so awesome. And then like it keeps on showing the like point of view shot of like from the train, and then it just shows like all the stuff scattered.
The like dream thing.
Apparently it's based off of a book. Maybe the book talks about it more, but I really don't care.
No, I
would
couldn't
probably
care about it. Yeah, no, overall, The Bye Bye Man was just not an enjoyable movie.
No.
It wasn't even, like, terribly good with something like Sharknado or Birdemic or something like that. It was just overall unenjoyable.
I think I had a little bit more fun watching Slender Man.
Yeah, I did too.
I think it was easier to make fun of.
Yeah.
It was easier to make fun of. There was more to, like, sit back and look and say, oh, man, this is really bad.
Yeah.
And poke fun at it in a, wow, this is kind of shitty, but I can still get a laugh kind of way.
Yeah.
As we're with The Bye Bye Man, there was a lot of effort that went into it. It just wasn't good.
Yeah.
I remember during Slender
the
Man.
eyes thing too. Why did you eat eyes?
Who cares?
Yeah.
But like in Slender Man, we were all like talking the whole time, and then in the Bye Bye Man, there was like a whole 30 minutes where I just didn't say anything.
You didn't say. You said literally nothing for a long time. I thought you were asleep, and apparently Carter fell asleep during Slender Man.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
How did Carter fall asleep during Slender Man?
He
hasn't been born yet.
been born yet.
Oh crap! You're right. Never mind. Dang! We just crashed Carter. We just DDoSed Carter.
Well, we already said he was going to crash.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I guess I brought that upon him. I bye man Carter.
You Bye Bye Man Carter
Okay.
so hard.
Yeah. But what's the next bad movie we should watch? I don't even know if I want to watch another bad movie. I kind of feel like I need to see a good horror movie to watch.
Didn't I
out.
give you like a list? I forgot what was on the list, but I do remember the good movies we should watch. I guess I've heard it's mixed reviews on this one, but The Babadook.
The Babadook?
Yeah, the
You're talking about
Australian
the
film.
Babadook.
Yeah.
Apparently that one is like actually frightening. Is that one actually good, or is that one still just as bad?
I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews as well, but from what I've generally heard, it's, not a bad horror film.
You can tell, from what I've heard, is that you can tell they put a lot of passion and love into the movie.
Yeah.
And you definitely couldn't tell that with Bye Bye Man. Nobody cared.
CG dog and like the terrible design for Bye Bye Man. Oh my god, that was so bad.
Bye Bye Man was tall and lanky, had old man makeup, contacts, and a black
It wasn't even scary.
How did they get the rights to use shitty Palpatine as like the horror guy?
I don't know.
Do you know what's weird is I've always been told that these crappy horror movies are just filled with random jump scares. Mm-hmm. But I only got caught like twice, and one of them wasn't even the Bye Bye Man. Was it Josh? Is that the dude's name? Or was it John? John. It was when John was naked and was like, "Hey, what's up, Elliot?" And you're just like, "Whoa, hey, how's it going?" And he's like, "Come on, man, let me like
rail your girlfriend."
Yeah,
Come on, bro. Let me fuck your girlfriend.
And he's like, "No, don't touch my girlfriend, no." And then he hits him in the head with a baseball bat, and he has a seizure. And then he's the one who actually ruined. He says, "Bye Bye Man," and
Yeah.
But the drawer was still there, so it doesn't matter.
When he was trying to dispose of the drawer, he was saying, like, I'm going to get rid of this so no one ever has to suffer from this again, or some stupid shit like that.
And he
but
just threw it.
Instead of, like, cutting it up or throwing it in a wood chipper, he just chucks it 15 feet into a fucking tree bank and just leaves it there. And mind you, it's not far away from the house. Like, it's a 50 step walk from the back porch.
I mean,
and you see it.
Dane Cook lookalike was like, "Oh, my daughter, go just use the bathroom in the woods." She was able to walk like 20 feet and find it.
Yeah, I think the dumbest thing about him throwing the table is that magically the house lit itself on fire somehow at the end of the movie.
That was never explained either.
And if the table was still just in the house,
it would have burned down.
Then there wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah.
And then John being like, "Bye Bye Man," while he's dying would actually be a problem.
Yeah. So, and it's not even like a scary piece of furniture. Like, it's not even like interesting.
What would you classify as a scary piece of furniture?
Dude, what is a scary piece of furniture?
Dude, I don't know.
Fucking scary painting?
Yeah, I guess like a scary painting on like the back side of it says it, or, you know, like, I don't know. Something like in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they have this episode where it's Charlie gets a painting, or he gets a whole box of stuff from his grandfather. Turned out to be like an SS officer. And one of these things is a picture of a German Shepherd. And Mac says, "Oh, dude, I think it's Mac. I think it's either Mac or it's one of them." But he says, "Dude, this picture has bad energy. We need to get rid of this." And they get rid of it. And it turns out it was a painting by Hitler. And that's why they had bad energy from it. And that's honestly scarier than the Bye Bye Man. It's just a painting by Hitler with bad energy.
All right.
So
I would like to own one of Hitler's paintings. I feel like that would be a power move.
they still exist. There's still quite a few.
Hitler killed a bunch of Jews, and here I am, a Jew, owning one of his paintings after
kind of a
he's
power
dead.
move. Yeah.
Because he's a piece of shit.
That's a pretty good power move right there.
My teacher once asked me if I would rather have a pet. I don't remember what this whole thing was, but he was asking the class, like, would you rather have a pet turtle that you had to raise or Hitler's skull, and you had to put Hitler's skull on your front porch? I was like, fuck yeah, I'd have Hitler's skull.
Yeah.
But everyone else was like, I don't want to put Hitler's skull in my house. Like, Hitler was a bad guy. It's like, yeah, that's why you fucking display his skull. Like,
Mount it up on
dead.
your wall.
It's like a barbarian, like taking the leader of another barbarian's tribe and putting it on a pike.
Yeah.
And like stabbing in front of your tribe. It's a power move.
This Jewish household has the skull of Hitler. Like, I can't even imagine a worse fate for Hitler.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That's a serious power move.
Back to the topic of horror movies, though.
Yeah.
Good horror movies that... Dane, I know you've seen it. Israel, have you watched Midsommar?
No, I haven't
No,
seen
I-
it.
You haven't seen it either?
Mm-mm.
We really need to watch it then. It's more of a thriller than...
I like
say a
thrillers more
horror.
than horror movies, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely one of Ari Aster's, I would say, better projects.
What other... I thought he made The Witch, and then he made Midsummer. What other movies has he made?
Shit. It was another thriller kind of psychological horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember the name. I'm just going to look it up right now.
I've been getting into horror movies and like thriller movies. More suspenseful stuff. I watched Parasite. You know, that was like the thing that won everything of the Oscars.
Hereditary, that's what it was.
Oh, he made Hereditary too.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard that one's intense. Like,
Yeah,
that is one of the scariest horror movies of...
Yeah, Hereditary
Last decade.
is really fucking intense.
You know, like a while ago, I was into, or not into, but like I stumbled across a bunch of Japanese horror comics. Mm-hmm. That's some pretty terrible shit. And
Yeah.
I think I only saw like 2 or 3, and then I was like, I don't need this anymore.
Jesus.
Like,
These bad
I read Junji Ito's works, and those are great. But then past Junji Ito, I was looking into other like lesser known, especially in the West, comics, and like some of them are pretty fucked up. Like one of them, this like reporter lady was reporting something, and this guy comes over to her and he like jingles a bell in front of her, and she has a reaction to the bell, and they're like, okay, this lady had a reaction to the bell, so they kidnap her and like just
Like Mutilator? Or just...
I can't remember if they like mutilate her, but it was like basically it got to a point where only her head could move, right?
Jesus
And
Christ.
what they were doing was they were like, and then the only thing she had to like eat was,
Oh.
and then after she died, they ground up her head and sold her head like dust as medicine.
Oh.
And then like
Wow.
the next one, which is in my opinion even worse, was like
Oh,
this
great.
girl is like playing in,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you know where this
I
is
know
going.
this one.
This girl is playing in a junkyard kind of deal, right?
Yeah.
And she hears a cat meowing, and there's a hole in the ground, and she looks and she sees that the cat's at the bottom, and she's like, I'm gonna jump down there and save this cat.
Yeah.
So she drops down and she lands on like a spike or rod.
Oh, shit.
and it all the way through, and you know, obviously she's screaming and in pain.
Yeah.
And she's trying to like lift herself off the spike.
Oh, for Christ's
And she ends up like making it even worse. And then the cat's like, yo, snack time, and starts like eating her.
Good Lord. Yeah, no, I
don't know
could
how
say
much of
go
that I can
forever
leave
with that.
in. Like, I might have to,
Yeah, some of that might have to be taken out.
which it'll just be funny for the audience, but now we're both dramatized, even though I've heard both of those
Oh,
already.
dear God. I could have gone an entire lifetime without ever even hearing about those.
Yeah. But,
Okay, then let's change the subject. Because I have been super happy all week. And I'm going to tell you why.
is it?
Okay.
Dane, I've told you about this
Okay.
before.
Yeah.
I briefly mentioned that I was really into this thing,
Yeah.
but I think we've only talked about it like once or twice. And I told you that the reason I couldn't get as into it as I wanted was because I didn't know what it was called. For my entire life, I've been looking for this one word, and I found it a few days ago.
Okay.
And I feel like a total clown
Okay.
for not finding this word earlier.
Okay.
Diorama.
You've never heard the word diorama.
No.
Huh.
But now that I know what diorama, like the term diorama is, I can now look for the tools I need to build
To
one,
build a diorama.
which is what I've wanted to do for so long.
Oh, yeah.
But I couldn't figure out.
Because you love the mini worlds kind
Yes.
of stuff. Yeah.
And I have a diorama in my room, but I didn't know what it was called. And now that I do know what it's called, I can finally make one. And I don't think
Fantastic.
this is going to be like a project that I get up and do like tomorrow or even the next day. But I think the next time I have a really long break, like winter break or next summer, I'm going to want to crack down and build one.
Build a diorama.
Okay.
Yeah. There's also another thing that you've been doing that you've discovered recently on YouTube that,
We don't need to talk about that.
no, I think we do need to talk about that. Israel he's not a huge fan of the cultural microcosm that is The Office. But as of recently, his YouTube recommendeds have filled with clips from a certain Michael Scott. Do you care to comment or explain yourself, or
Oh, it's,
I just don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. I'm not really into The Office.
or
right?
sitcoms in general?
Or sitcoms in general. But a few weeks ago, Gage has shown us this parody animation of The Office. And I was like, oh, I've seen a different parody animation of The Office. And I went to find it. And after I found it, I sent it to Dane. And Dane was like, oh, I've seen this. So I was like, well, epic. Okay. But then my YouTube recommendation was all Office related. And I was like, fuck it. I'll watch some of it.
Yeah.
Right.
terrible.
And now I can't stop.
Like, is it just out of kind of like the, not morbid curiosity, but just like, fuck it, why not? I have time to kill and I want to see what happens, or like genuine
It is
interest?
the worst shit. I don't find it entertaining, but I'll sit there and I'm like, man, I should really get up and start drawing or studying. And then I'll look at my phone like, it's only 2. I can watch some more Office clips.
I can watch Office clips that I don't
And I
like
think
at
the
all.
worst fucking part is not only do I not find it entertaining, but all the clips that like people care about are in every video.
Yeah.
So I've seen everything that's like on YouTube related to The Office like 50 times.
Oh my god. It was like that. I randomly started getting recommended Sopranos clips for no reason. Because I've watched The Sopranos already by myself. I watched that on HBO. And mind you, this was well over a year ago. So I had nothing in my YouTube that would have been anything. I don't even watch any kind of TV clips or anything on my YouTube at all.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, it started recommending me fucking Sopranos clips. So I was like, okay, why not? I'll take a trip down memory lane. And so I started watching them. And it's like the best of Tony Soprano, like raging, best of Paulie Walnuts being, fucking Paulie.
Paul,
Yeah, Paul, yeah.
walking here.
Yeah. But it would just be like the same clips over and over. It would be 30 different videos with all like a bunch of different titles, like Christopher Moltisanti being Christopher Moltisanti and attacking people for no reason. And I'm like, cool, I'd seen this in like the other 15-minute video clip. They had a bunch of compilations. And each time I was like, fuck, these are all by different channels, but they're all the exact same clip.
It's the same thing with any like top 10 about space. I realized this when I was like 12, when I was like really into space, right? It was like top 10 crazy planets that are actually real. And they always include like the same planets. That shit drove me nuts, and that's why I don't watch top 10s anymore. But shut up.
Okay.
Back to the diorama thing before I forget, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason I just discovered the word is because randomly YouTube suggested this diorama building video of this guy building like this little Japanese shrine, and then it's like on like a beach kind of deal. And in the water is like a monster, right?
Yeah.
And his videos are really cool. So I just wanted to like put it out there that Thalassa Hobbyist is this Japanese guy who makes dioramas, and they're pretty cool if you're
dioramas
interested.
are pretty sick. But I want to talk about like videos that induce insanity. I think the greatest level of insanity in videos is Vine compilations.
Yeah.
Like you laugh, you die, kind of.
Oh my God. They do the exact same thing
It's
as
the
the
exact
Office.
same
videos that absolutely butter my biscuit. Epic Vine compilation number 49.
Because every like compilation
How do they get to level
has like the same pool of videos.
Yeah.
I don't know how like one person can upload Vine compilations every day.
Do they make money off of it? Because it's not copyrighted material technically.
Some of them do. I know some of them definitely do. People had
Well, they do
a
this
year or
thing
two
now
ago,
where they just
they
get
went on Instagram.
sponsorships.
they had to get well, it depends on the channel. Someone on Instagram the other year, like a year or two ago, and was saying, "Oh yeah, I make like $5,000 a week off of reposting Vine clips and shit like that." And then they also posted on YouTube, put fuck, what is the name?
Mid-roll ads.
Mid-roll ads. Thank you. Put mid-roll ads through it and make money off of that. So they're just fucking click farming these Vine compilations so heavily. They're making tens of thousands of dollars a month.
It's almost as bad as people on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Facebook is just.
But
I don't care about reposting on stuff like Reddit because nobody's making any money off of it. It's stupid internet points. Nobody cares.
I care about that because you know who does make money off of that? Reddit does.
Oh, Reddit does.
Because Reddit, people are fucking idiots on Reddit. They pay for awards. That doesn't even go to the person you're like giving the award to. That just goes straight to Reddit. Like if you buy a Reddit Gold or Reddit Platinum or whatever, you're an idiot.
This goes out to all you Redditors. If you buy any sort of rewards or any sort of coins, I say this unapologetically, you are at the utmost level of complete retardation.
Just donate that money to Wikipedia instead. Because they need it.
I donated
Or
money to
burn it.
Wikipedia under your name.
Take a lighter and burn that money because you're doing the exact same thing.
Reddit Gold gets you like the...
It gets you like a free month of Reddit Premium.
and then gets you into the cool Reddit Gold only...
Why would I want to be surrounded by other Redditors
I know.
who are circle jerking about getting Reddit awards? Who
I wouldn't
cares?
either. I know, but I'm just saying, like, there are things that come with it, but we don't care about them at all. And if you do, you are a brain-dead degenerate.
you are a Redditor.
You are a Redditor,
In
which is
every sense of the
synonymous
imagination,
with
you're a
being
Redditor.
kind of a vegetable.
You're a vegetable with a neck beard. You most likely wear the fedora.
Other like bullshit on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
It's an insane problem in because I'm a big weeb, right?
Right.
So I watch some weeby gay shit. I get that.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking through my recommendations, right? And one of them's like what's his name? Like Shuckmeister. And he makes his own JoJo's memes, right?
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I'll watch that. But some people on YouTube go on to Reddit, Instagram, whatever, compile meme images,
Yeah.
just meme images, put all of those images into a YouTube slideshow
What?
and make money off of it. And they play some shitty music over it. It's insane.
That sounds like something out of 2008.
It is.
Yeah, that's
It's
ridiculous.
genuinely hell. It is so bad. Every time I see those videos in my recommended, I'm like, who watches this?
Yeah.
I can't even, like, the first time I clicked on one of those videos, because I was like, oh, I'm a fucking loser. Here's a video directed at me. And I click it. And I'm sitting like, this is repulsive. This is genuinely repulsive.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sounds terrible. Even in 2008, I couldn't imagine sitting down and consciously watching a video that was just a slideshow with music painted on the back of it.
I think the only thing that I watched in 2008 that was on YouTube was Pop Tropica walkthroughs, because I didn't understand how YouTube worked. Well, that and Dora the Explorer, Soulja Boy remixes. But besides that, wasn't a whole lot of stuff.
Man, when I was a kid on YouTube, it was a lot of Danebo for me.
What else did Dane Bo? He was the guy who made Annoying Orange,
He was
right?
the guy who made Annoying Orange.
Yeah.
He also did the original Kool-Aid Killer thing.
Yeah.
He also made the shit. What was the movie? The game where it was kind of one of the OG racing games, where you would be in these, pre-select cars to be going around these matches. Sometimes, if you selected a certain map, it would be like a derby ditch.
Dude, I don't know.
It was some like old racing game, but he had a commentary series where he went through episode by episode of him just playing that.
Oh, was it Happy Wheels?
No, not Happy Wheels.
Oh. It
But
was a game that he made. He didn't make Happy Wheels.
he didn't make Happy Wheels, no.
Happy Wheels is pretty... I don't want to say epic because it's pretty gross.
What are you talking about? It's the best game ever. That's why there's so many YouTube
Dude,
videos. about it.
Tobuscus,
Dude,
bro.
PewDiePie played it, so
Speaking of Tobuscus and the Annoying Orange,
Yeah.
Tobuscus was on the Annoying Orange TV show.
Yeah.
And I actually have an Annoying Orange TV show disc. Actually, I might not have it anymore. I might have thrown it away last time I cleaned my room, but it could still be in my room. The point is, for Easter, like in 2016, my parents were like, I bet Israel would like Annoying Orange on DVD.
So you were like 15. No, you were 14 at the time because your birthday didn't happen yet. But that's still like too old for an Annoying Orange DVD.
And Annoying Orange had long since died.
Yeah. I don't even think the TV show was around still. Or it was like it was on its last leg.
No idea. Annoying Orange still uploads like all the time though.
Seriously?
They fucking commentate over games.
Flat Out, that's what the game was called. Flat Out. Yeah.
Huh. You just looked it up?
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Sick. Dude, old YouTube was weird. People look at it and like this like light of godliness. It was trash.
I still miss Ray William Johnson.
I don't. I never liked his videos. I never liked Equals 3.
The only thing I liked from Ray William Johnson was the doing your mom.
Doing your mom, doing.
This video's been copyright strike.
Oh man,
That was the only
he's
thing I
pretty
ever
intense
picked
with the
up on.
copyright strike too.
Well, that's because he's a fucking loser.
Yeah, now he is.
He's always has been. I mean,
Yeah.
none of his videos were his own.
No, it's kind of like the Jimmy Kimmel effect, where the funniest thing about his show is everything but Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Right. Or he's basically like, what's that? Slow flow Antonio.
Flo Antonio.
So Flo.
He's like the exact same thing, but on YouTube instead.
Yeah.
This is definitely me when I'm a.
I won't lie. This is definitely me when I'm driving. I won't lie. This is definitely me when I'm Facebook click farming.
Didn't there was a guy who took over as host for Equals 3 who ended up being like a pretty big comedian, right?
Bunch of people.
There was one guy with like long hair. He had kind of like a bigger mouth. I don't know. I can't really describe him, but I think he was on Workaholics. I never saw the show, but
Stopped watching Equals 3 years ago.
I know I did too. But this was like back when I was in 7th grade. But that dude went on to voice Gene from the Emoji Movie, and then was convicted of hate speech because he called in a fake bomb threat on on an Islamic woman in a subway. She was like, dude, it was just a prank. It was just a joke. Like, she didn't actually have a bomb.
Bro, it's a prank, bro. Don't worry, dude. I'm not actually.
I'm not sure if that's exactly how that went, but it was something pretty similar. Now he's completely out of the public eye because everybody hates him after those two things.
I was being an asshole, but it was a prank, so that makes it okay.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Just gaslight your audience. That's definitely how you want to.
Speaking of bomb threat pranks, have you guys ever watched Jackass?
Yeah.
I saw the first one, I think, with Maven years ago.
I can only remember a few clips. The clips I remember is like the upside down face versus a crab.
I saw the one where it's the dude with
versus
the raw
Scorpion.
chicken in between his butt cheeks, and the alligator comes up and eats it.
Yeah, that's a
And
really
then
good one.
I saw a
there's
bunch of clips for sure.
he like was butt naked or something, and a donkey or horse kicked him, and his ass instantly bruised. It was insane.
No, that was his dick.
Oh,
He was wearing a kind of white Speedo, like Speedo crotch hugger, and he had his hands behind his back with a blindfold around him, around his eyes, and he goes up, and Johnny Knoxville like fucks with the donkey, and it immediately kicks Steve-O in the cock.
oh, dude, that show's crazy.
I remember it leaving like a hoof mark on his ass.
it was
Are
a
you
hoof-
sure they didn't do it like
It was
twice?
a hoof mark on his dick.
The dude who went to go on and write and direct the movie Her, which is one of my favorite movies. The Joaquin Phoenix plays the main guy. Ooh, it's the Joker. I'm the Joker, baby.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But the dude who was one of the executive producers for Jackass was the dude who made Her, which is like complete polar opposites because people are like, dude, Her is a movie for soy boys. And then you've got Steve-O
Perfect
getting
for
kicked
Nate.
in the nuts by a donkey. We can't have this much data. You can't
think
just show pictures on it. We can't
Well,
explain it. Oh, is that the donkey?
Yeah, it was just showing him the video of. It was Chris. That's what it was. It was getting kicked in the wiener.
I've also seen the one where it was the dude in the astronaut outfit, and they take like a hose and hook it up to some dude's like butt, and they just fart into it, and then he just throws up into this astronaut outfit. That was
The one I was going to talk about for the bomb threat was they had one of their friends, Aaron, was completely knocked the fuck out sleeping. So they all decided that while he was asleep, they were all gonna shave their ass pubes and their crotch pubes and all that, and they're gonna be doing a bit. So Aaron wakes up, and the makeup artist is like, "Yo, we got a beard for you for this bit."
Oh, I remember this.
So they glue the entirety of all their collective pubes to his face, and his bit was that he was gonna, pretend to be a terrorist, go into a taxi, pretend to take the guy hostage, and they were just gonna be like, it was a prank. But the guy gets in the car. Aaron gets in the car, the taxi, and the bit's kind of starting to play out. The dude in the taxi whips around, pulls out a handgun, and tells him to get in the trunk because he's also in on the bit, so he's fucking with Aaron. And so he turns it around him and starts kidnapping him, tells him like, get the fuck in the trunk at gunpoint. So Aaron, thinking he's actually gonna die, immediately goes into the trunk. And you can hear the mic that's strapped up to him. He's like, "Oh my god, what the fuck? What the fuck?" He's freaking the fuck out, and the car's driving all around. He can't see anything, so he just thinks he's being taken off to a random fucking location. And they finally stop, and they open up the trunk, and he's damn near crying,
oh man,
still at gunpoint.
face covered in genital hair.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So they all come out. And they're like, "Oh, hey, it's a prank."
just got pranked.
Then they finally reveal to him, like, "By the way, all of our pubes are on your face." And then immediately he just goes from like, "Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Fuck you guys, fuck all of you," and it storms off.
Yeah.
It's one of the funniest bits I think they had on Jackass.
was like Bad Grandpa or any of
Yeah.
those? Were those?
Yeah,
were those any
bad
good,
grandpa.
or?
Yeah, some of the bad grandpa bits were really funny. Johnny Knoxville was in this old person makeup, and he had this really young actress with him, and they would be in public places like, outside of a small coffee shop or whatever.
Yeah.
Or just like out in public on a bench near a bunch of like other people, and it was really convincing makeup too. Knoxville looked like he was in his like mid 80s with the makeup on, but he would just start French kissing this girl who looked like she was in her early 20s in front of everybody, like heartily grabbing her ass the entire time. Like,
Nice.
Both moaning, and people were just staring at them like they were complete fucking weirdos. And these would go on for like minutes at a time. So it would just,
That's uncomfortable at any age with any
Yeah.
two people.
But
it was so good.
Exaggerated when
When
one
it's
of
a
them's really
very old man.
When one of them is
somebody who's
4
age.
times the age of the other person they're doing it with.
Yeah.
Gross.
That's,
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah, no,
gross.
it was really
old
bad.
men are pretty gross. Well,
Old
no.
men are gross. You don't need to retract that.
Some of them aren't. Some
Fuck
people.
old people.
Oh man, I wouldn't. Some people just
a good point.
age like a fine wine, but a lot of old men don't.
A lot of old men age like a nutsack.
I told my grandpa I wouldn't hug him because he was old.
Yeah, you did.
Wow.
It's pretty
I didn't know
That's a
that.
power move too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like 8 or something, and my grandpa was living with us at the time, but he was always fucking shirtless, and I didn't want to hug his like gross, like saggy, hairy, shirtless body.
Yeah.
So one day, I just say goodnight to my parents. I try to go upstairs, and they're like, "You didn't say goodnight to your grandpa," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't say goodnight to old people, or I don't hug old people, or something like that."
Just totally moon drop them, just WWE style.
Batista bomb.
So when the gyms were still open, I had a membership to one of the local
moon
gyms.
drop or doom drop? Oh, continue. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
I had a membership to one of the local gyms for just a little bit that had open changing rooms with showers and everything in them.
Yeah.
So I'd go in after like a really hard ass workout, and I'd be like, okay, hard, hot, sweaty.
Yeah.
I was going in, and I'd be like,
hot.
okay, cool. I'm just gonna wash my head real quick, wash my hands, wash my face, hop out. So I'd go in, and the first thing I'd see would be this fucking uniform wall of old men who are all completely ass naked with their their saggy cock and balls
That sounds about right.
just hanging down. And I would have to be like, all right, fuck, have to do a fucking 90-degree turn to the left so I can't see the wall of naked old men. And as soon as I turn left, there's another naked old man walking with his 24-inch saggy nutsack swinging back and forth.
Ugh.
So I'm like, fuck, okay, I'll just look up then. So I go in.
Oh,
I'm looking up, and then I finally get to the sink counter. I'm washing my hands off first. Take a look in the mirror, and the first thing I see is some old man's thick dumpy just walking away. I'm like, God damn it! Do any of you know
it's
how to
hot
put
in
on
there
a towel?
too, so it's like
it's hot.
stuff is loose.
It is
Stuff
steamy
is
and
loose.
moist in there. So it's just
It's prime time for SAG.
prime time for SAG. Yeah. Their skin looks like it's in the transitional phase between being moisturized and still dry.
Yeah.
Except
And like you spend too much time in the sun, no matter what you do, you always kind of
Yeah.
look like a chicken skin.
it's awful. I would never recommend anyone going to a gym shower unless they absolutely have to. It's grody.
Unless you just want to,
Unless
You
you
know,
want to
gamer.
unless you want to people watch the naked
you're
old
into that.
men.
unless you're into that.
Yeah.
Which, whatever, man. Oh.
But otherwise, I wouldn't recommend it.
When I was in Hawaii, we were walking on the sidewalk. We were walking to like some beach or whatever.
Yeah.
But this old guy just had a towel wrapped around him, and he was bending over like picking shit up. But the towel wasn't long enough, and we all watched his nuts hang.
I wonder if he did that on purpose. I wonder if that's like his thing.
He's into that.
Yeah,
He's
which is
just
pretty
not
messed up.
public and decent.
Yeah, you
Nut
could
hanger.
call him. Yeah, you could totally call the cops on him. That would be hilarious.
Same
watch
night,
this.
my mom and sister got mistaken for a lesbian couple.
Really,
Yeah, really weird.
that is pretty weird.
It's
Your
also
mom.
really funny.
That is pretty hilarious. It's either your mom looks ridiculously young, which is a pretty solid compliment, or your sister looks really, really old, which is also hilarious. It's very
Not a
funny.
compliment, but still very funny.
But it's very hilarious. I think that is peak comedy.
That is peak comedy. It's pretty good.
Yeah. People
So,
that doesn't matter. I was about to say people mistake my older brother and my dad for brothers, but like I don't see it. Anyways.
we've talked a lot about movies and comics in
Yeah.
the last podcast, and we talked a
Yeah.
lot about movies and TV shows in this podcast.
Yeah, it's kind of all we do.
So I wanted to take this opportunity to shift us towards some video games.
Ooh.
I want to talk about our favorite, like, more obscure games.
Yeah.
Favorite more obscure.
Mine will all be Flash games because I'm kind of basic when it
Flash
comes to the video games. I haven't.
What's your favorite Flash game?
I don't know what my favorite Flash game is, but some of my like ones that I have the most vivid memories of was this Crash Derby Ed, Ed, and Eddie game where it's like you build your own go-kart out of like a blender or like a box. It was amazing. I think they still have it on the website. But I played that game for hours
Flash
and
is
hours and hours. Yes, Flash is dead. Now it's HTML5.
Damn.
But apparently it's fairly easy to convert.
Okay.
But I don't code, so I don't know.
Israel, what about you? What's your favorite obscure game?
Favorite obscure game was probably Code Lyoko Quest for Infinity on the PS2.
You do like that game a lot.
You do really
I do like that game a lot.
Yeah.
It's a game from my childhood. I rebought it like a year ago and sat down and played through the entire game and 100%ed it in 8 hours.
Dang.
Damn. For me, it would have to be an old PS2 game, called
What
Globs
PS2
of Doom.
games?
I don't know if you guys. I think I've talked to you a little bit about Israel.
I've heard about that.
So-
I think my neighbor had it back when it
Yeah.
lived on the East Coast.
So what it was a mix of all the old Nickelodeon characters. So like Danny Phantom, Jimmy Neutron,
yeah.
all those wacky cast of people, the SpongeBob characters and all that. And it was set all throughout the different franchises, universes. So Bikini Bottom, fucking wherever Jimmy Neutron and Danny Phantom are set, also
Yeah.
Parksville or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know where they're from.
But the kind of general premise was that these orange gooey glob monsters just decided to start raining down from the skies and taking over.
I remember the trailer
Everybody.
for this game.
Yeah, they would like latch onto you and then turn you into this kind of an unsentient goo monster that was kind of worked as like a hive mind almost. And your entire goal throughout this, as the different characters, is getting rid of these gigantic glob monsters, collecting these coins, and trying to get to each different objective and unlock different portals to different parts of different franchises. So you're going to have like a central hub where you could be, Zim from Invader Zim, and then you jump a portal, and then, you would be doing this kind of little mini thing, and then you'd be in the next universe, except they would transition you to a different character. And it wasn't the best game, I'm going to be 100% honest.
Yeah.
But by far, it is the most memorable game I've ever played from my childhood, simply because at that time, the only thing I did was watch Nickelodeon TV shows. I didn't do anything else, wasn't in any sports, never did anything except to watch Nickelodeon. So when I was like finding a game that had all of my favorite TV show icons in them, I creamed my little, 9-10-year-old pants.
I don't think that's physically possible
Well,
at that age.
Me either. But
Metaphorically speaking.
Metaphorically speaking, I totally understand.
Yeah.
Actually, I do have an underrated favorite game, and that is Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball.
you
for
haven't
the-
even played it.
I haven't played it, but
How
I own
can it be
it.
your favorite if you have
He just likes titties. Come on.
No, it's not even that. It's just it's
It's a meme.
incredible. No, it's not even. It's not a meme.
Yes.
It's an incredible video game. It still stands the test of time, even though it came out in like 2008.
You don't know. You've never played it.
I've seen videos.
Oh, Jesus.
Gage, you know what you reminded me of?
What?
You reminded me of this Spyro game I played on the PS2 a lot when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
The PS2 was awesome.
Spyro
I have so many games on the PS2 that I loved. But the Spyro game on the PS2, do you guys remember when Spyro mattered?
Yeah, now
Yeah.
and then it was just Skylanders.
Our kids probably won't know who Spyro is.
They probably will, but just think Skylanders.
I don't think so, because even the last Skylanders game wasn't Spyro and Skylanders. It was just Skylanders.
I honestly, I don't think I've thought about Skylanders for.
I don't even think Spyro's in the new Skylanders. New in big.
He probably is. He's it's the fit.
It'll kind of be a passing memory, like when our parents talked to us about, TV shows that like when they were watching something like Thundercats. We wouldn't figure that out. We wouldn't have learned of Thundercats unless our parents had told us about it or unless we actively seeked it out. It's probably going to be the same way for things like Spyro.
They did remake Thundercats though.
They remade it, but it didn't really hold up to the original.
Apparently cringe, just like
Yeah.
the remake of
Every show.
Every
what's it called? Shit,
Except for apparently
Powerpuff
the remake
Girls.
of. Yeah, that was. I didn't
really
watch
bad. Apparently,
Apparently they did have a joke though, and I don't know. I never watched it, but apparently they had a joke where it's like, no, it was just a comic where I was like, how do you grab things? Like the Powerpuff Girls, how do they grab things? And then it showed like a really grotesque up close picture of their hand where instead of hairs, they have tiny little hands.
yeah, like Velcro.
Yeah, like Velcro. But that's not even from the thing, so it doesn't even contribute to.
Yeah.
Another thing you reminded me of was Kung Fu Panda for the PS2.
I played that at my friend's house.
I don't know
well.
why I cared about Kung Fu Panda, but I really cared about Kung Fu Panda. And that game, I could never get past the tutorial. My dad had to beat it for me.
Wow.
a game that really stuck with me when I was younger was a game for the Wii called Mini Mini Ninjas. You ever heard of that one?
I don't think
I've
so.
never heard of it.
It was this kind of Japanese, I wouldn't say samurai setting type thing, but
Well, it's a ninja.
well, yeah. So it kind of was samurai-esque setting, but it was just a really kind of odd but unique game. I really enjoyed it. If you'd go around, there were different elements to it. You'd try to like unlock, different areas by completing different puzzles and different types of shit like that. Attacking different enemies, basic game shit.
Yeah.
But the design was really unique. It almost had, kind of think like almost a Funko Pop body, except not as grotesque as a Funko Pop.
Funko Pop.
And a lot more cartoonish and appealable than Funko Pops are.
Funko Pops are disgusting. We can talk about that at a different time.
That's a different discussion. But yeah, that was also another kind of
I do remember
important game.
Talking about the PS2 has like lit up a bunch of super old memories in my brain of old PS2 games that I played. One of my all-time favorites is PS2 games. That's like where all my favorite games as a kid came from, except for like the big ones like Smash Brothers or Mario Kart or basically anything Nintendo touched at that time. The first one is Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2, which is an amazing name, and ATV Off-Road Fury 2. And Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PS2.
When you said ATV, I got AV-17 Vietnam flashbacks.
Oh, Jesus.
You don't need to talk about that.
I don't even know what that means.
Good.
You don't need to.
Fair enough. But, dude, I could talk about ATV Off-Road Fury 2 for hours. There was, like, in every single free play map, you could just drive around the whole map. It was awesome. There was one you could go on a train. But if you go off, like, super far into the distance and drive over a hill, it's just, like, flat land as far as I can see. And if you drive just, like, a few yards out into it, you get launched back at, like, terminal velocity. So we just try to see who could get there the fastest and just get launched back.
Nice.
Very fun.
You know a game I could talk about for a really long time? My first game that I ever remember playing, Mortal Kombat Deception.
Deception was such a good game.
I love Mortal Kombat Deception. That was the first game I ever played. My school had to tell my parents not to let me keep playing Mortal Kombat because I was drawing Mortal Kombat at school. And if you don't know, Mortal Kombat has a lot of blood and guts.
A lot.
So the school was like, I don't think little Israel should be drawing pictures of this blue ninja decapitating someone and ripping their spine out.
Yeah, or tearing this girl's uterus out of her body.
But
I think that was in the later games, so I think
I remember
later on.
the thing I was like most excited for ever for the PS2 was Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Armageddon.
That shit was insane. When Smash Bros. Ultimate was coming out, I was like, this is like Mortal Kombat Armageddon again, but Nintendo.
Do you remember the character Meat from Armageddon?
Oh, yeah. The coolest thing about Armageddon, though, was like, you not only could you play as like the big dragon dude from Deception that you
Onaga?
couldn't play as, yeah,
Onaga the Dragon King.
you could fucking play as him, but also you could make your own characters,
Yeah, making your own character was fucking cool.
and
Was
you
this
can
like
race them.
DLC before DLC?
No. This was like part of the base game. You could just do it.
Yeah, but like was it DLC before like a DLC was a thing where they like re-released it with
No, it wasn't like a
or-
re-release of Deception. Deception, it was like its own game. It had like 20 or something characters, and it had like a really big, expansive, like story mode. Like it was insane. Like it was like it was like fighting game Skyrim. Like the map was huge. But then Armageddon came out, and I don't think Armageddon had.
No, Armageddon had a story.
I don't remember the story.
The story was.
But I don't think it was anywhere near as interactive as the Deception story.
It wasn't as interactive, no, because in the Deception had a kind of an open world-esque thing where you actually had to like move and traverse around to get to certain locations. Armageddon, it was more the typical Mortal Kombat, dungeon fighter, and then you move up to the next level. But this Armageddon definitely had a story. It kind of took off from where the last one was. They were all fighting in this big, sandpit arena, and at the top of the temple, there was, they were all trying to race to the very top to get whatever power was up there. And then Blaze comes out, slaughters a bunch of people, and, a bunch of people are laying dead. And, again, they just keep trying to rise back up to the top. I haven't played Armageddon in probably 7 or 8 years.
Yeah,
So I don't
haven't
remember it
played
entirely.
it in like.
I never was
12
into like those kinds of
Oh, man, Deception and Armageddon were...
2D fighting.
The best Mortal Kombat. They're not 2D fighting games.
Oh, they aren't.
They're 3D.
They're 3D.
Are they like Tekken style kind of? or not Tekken, but Dead or Alive, going back to Dead or Alive, but they had the full open arena style.
What it was like a 3D plane, and you fight in like a 2D kind of deal, but you can rotate and move.
I think Dead or Alive was the one who first started that. I don't know a lot.
Yeah, because with Deception and Armageddon, you had you fought on a singular platform, but there were some pieces that were interactive with it. So, like, take Deception.
Oh, yeah.
There was a temple map that you had.
Yeah, I remember when they first started introducing this kind of
there
stuff.
There were wooden pillars on the side. You could take someone, smash them into them, and then in the very back half of the map, there was this gigantic fucking meat grinder where if you pulled off the right combo, you could just chuck it in there and get a brutality and immediately end the round like that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
By far, though, what stuck with me most about Deception was the opening cinematic, where it was the opening where you see all the skeleton soldiers in the temple, and it's Quan Chi and Shang Tsung trying to do their whole, magic shite type shit. But they're fighting against Raiden, and Raiden's holding them both off single-handedly because he's a fucking G.
He is a G. I don't know a lot about Mortal Kombat, but I know Raiden's a G.
I think he's like the god of Earthrealm or something.
He's the thunder god that watches over Earthrealm.
He's sick.
But, so he's fighting them both off single-handedly. And eventually they both start weighing him down because Quan Chi's, pulling these green skulls out of, his green butthole. Or wherever he gets.
Those are like soul pieces, right?
Yeah, and they're both using their kind of like soul-esque magic to just bog him down after a while. And after quite a decently long fight, they finally kind of knock him down for a bit. And then they both realize, well, shit, there ain't enough power here for the two of us. So then they start fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
And
I do remember that, actually.
Then after a while of fighting each other, the Dragon King, Onaga, shows up. And they can hear him walking from a fucking mile away, and he kind of has this huge, like, Chad walk the entire time past, because it's his entire temple, so he's like, yeah, this is my fucking house.
Right.
You guys are just some visitors. So he comes and pulls up, and they're both, like, shooting their powers at him, and it's just bouncing off of him like it's fucking nothing. And finally, they're both trying to repel him for a shit ton of time. Raiden finally wakes back up, and then he's like, yo, I'm gonna help both of you out, and then starts shooting his lightning at Dragon King too. And it's pushing him back, but it's still doing fucking nothing to him. So Raiden starts making this gigantic lightning ball that's about the size of a fucking house by the time he's done of it, and shoots it at Dragon King, and it pretty much flattens the temple. And don't know where any three of them went. But at the end of the cinematic, the Dragon King's just kind of sitting there on one knee, then stands up, takes his power amulet off, and then raises his entire undead army.
That's just the opening.
This is just the opening cinematic, yeah.
Didn't Raiden become, like, evil in that game? I'm pretty sure evil Raiden came from Deception.
No, so what happened was Raiden, he finally decided that he had enough of, being the wait things out and never resort to violence or any shit like that. Because throughout the entire Mortal Kombat franchise, he's always been the character that's been like, let's not rush to violence. Let's try to be more peaceful, more diplomatic.
So sus.
And towards the last 3 or so games, he had finally seen that this peace shit isn't working out. So he's decided in I think it was Mortal Kombat X, he just finally said, that's it. If anyone decides to come to Earthrealm to start anything, I'm fucking killing them.
No, that wasn't in Mortal Kombat X, because Evil Raiden was I'm pretty sure Evil Raiden is Evil Raiden, Deception.
No, Evil Raiden wasn't showcased like he was though in Deception, like he was in X though.
I think he didn't come out in X either. I think Evil Raiden came back in Mortal Kombat 11, which just came out. Because the trailer was like, look, it's Evil Raiden again, right?
Well, no, at the very end of X, though, at the end of the storyline.
Oh, I didn't play through X's story.
Yeah, no, because I forget who the Elder God Sorcerer is, who you fight throughout the entirety of X. He's the purple dude who has the amulet the entire time. I don't remember his name. But he was an Elder God trying to... What? What are you laughing at?
I'm not laughing at anything. I don't know why you're both looking at me.
Okay.
I don't know anything about Mortal Kombat, so I'm kind of sitting this one out.
Okay. But anyway, this purple Elder God is trying to overtake the entirety of Earthrealm, and they finally get rid of him. Everybody finally kills him at the end. Then the last cinematic is Raiden being like, fuck all this peace nonsense. If you come to Earthrealm and you start anything, you are dying, no questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
And then Evil Raiden is more persistent throughout the new Mortal Kombat 11.
Evil Raiden's cool. You don't fuck with Evil Raiden.
Evil Raiden is cool.
I wouldn't mess with any evil god under any circumstance.
Well, Raiden isn't an evil.
He's not evil, he's just...
He just becomes evil.
He's
He's
lawful evil, honestly.
I
Like,
would say so, yeah.
he's lawful evil.
Anyways, Armageddon. Do you remember your custom character? Because I remember mine.
Of course I remember my custom character.
So the dragon guy, right?
Yeah.
You could make a custom character based off of the dragon guy, and I remember I was like, my favorite color is blue, so of course everything has to be blue. So I had like this blue, like half dragon, half human guy, but I didn't know what hair to give him because I was like, no hair looks good blue. That doesn't make any sense. So I just made him bald. And then
My guy in Red Dead 2 is bald. That doesn't matter. It's literally a decade later.
Yeah. My character was kind of looked like Stryker almost, but he had one of the masks that the ninja characters will wear.
oh yeah, like Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Yeah, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Noob Saibot, people like that. He had one of those masks on. He was all kind of like monochromatic black. I think he had a gun. I'm pretty sure he did. But
Guns are cool.
Guns are bullshit in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
guns are so fucking dumb in that game.
dude, every single game like that always has one person with a gun, and they're just stupid.
I was gonna say Smash Bros, but Smash Bros just added back guns,
Yeah, Bayonetta has a gun.
and Joker has a gun.
Well, technically, all the Spaceys have a gun too.
You remember Mortal Kombat versus DC where Deathpool had a gun? Or what was his name?
Deadstroke.
Stroke.
The Deadstroke, that's what it was. Deadstroke had a gun, and you could just spam the shit out of that.
Dude, I loved playing Joker in Mortal Kombat
Oh my
versus
God,
DC. He was so fun. I've played it with Gage a lot.
He kicked my ass so many times.
Gage does not like playing fighting games with me.
No.
And then, but that's when I played Injustice after playing Mortal Kombat versus DC because I really liked playing Joker. And Joker is nowhere near as fun in Injustice as he is in Mortal Kombat versus DC. But in Injustice 2, they're like, we put Sub-Zero in the game, and, you know, a homie loves Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
So I kicked ass with Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
And then I picked up the Starfire DLC because I'm a big Teen Titans fan. And then I made a Starfire.
Which we talked about, I think, in the last episode.
Yes, we did.
We will probably talk about a lot. But, you know.
Yeah.
But the cool part about Deception and Armageddon was that you could like press a trigger and you would pull out a weapon and change your moveset.
Yeah, that
so
was really cool.
Sub-Zero had like a big ice sword, and I think like Scorpion had like twin blades or something. But I remember playing as the Dragon King and being like, why can't I pull my weapon out? Because, you know, when I was a little kid, you always want to have your weapon out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dragon King didn't have a weapon.
He just used his fists.
And my dad was like, dude, you're the Dragon King. You are the weapon. And I thought that was really cool.
That is pretty cool.
Did you ever play the original Mortal Kombat plug and play?
Yeah.
That was...
A plug and play?
Yeah, they did. It was one of like the first actual Mortal Kombat games you could play on your TV. It was fucking sick. It was so cool. Looking back now, it's about as bare bones as you can get. But
They couldn't fit a whole lot into that
fun.
little box.
No, they couldn't.
Speaking of looking back, everyone looks back at the Mortal Kombat movies and is like, this is dog shit. But I still love the Mortal Kombat
I still think
movies.
they're awesome.
That means we need to watch them because I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah, no, like,
I think they're on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah.
Or at least they were at one point. They had a ton of old video game movies on Netflix.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, crap. I set my computer not to shut off for like 2 hours. Hold on.
yeah, they're not very good movies, but they're still extremely enjoyable for me. I still love them so much.
Yeah, I haven't seen very many. I don't think I've seen any video game movie. I think I might have
You've
watched.
never seen the Super Mario Brothers movie?
No.
We have to watch that.
Oh, man. There's so many bad movies I still need to watch.
I got into Super Mario Bros. Really hard when I was young, right?
Yeah.
And so when I found out that there's a Super Mario Brothers movie, you know, me and Dad went to Blockbuster to go rent it. And
Oh.
Yeah. So we rented it, and we watched the Super Mario Brothers movie. And of course, I loved it because I'm just like, this is Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
I'm too fucking stupid to pay attention to what a movie is.
Yeah.
But I still really like it because it's Mario. And we watched that movie every day we had it.
Jesus.
Oh, that your poor dad.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds like hell.
Dude,
You think that's bad?
the guy who played Mario was drunk on set every day.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But if you
Yeah.
think that's bad, my parents got me the Jurassic Park trilogy for my birthday once.
Yeah.
And I watched the entire Jurassic Park trilogy every day for a really long time.
Oh, that is a lot of dinosaurs. That's a lot.
I love dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Oh, reminder. I was thinking about this while you guys were talking about the Mario thing. Have you guys watched the Tim Burton movie 9?
Yes.
I haven't seen it, but it's the little. It looks like
The little Zip Up puppets.
yeah.
that
They
kinda
take like
dystopian-
the spirits of people and put them in these little puppets to
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like a post-apocalyptic kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that movie. I fucking love that movie.
You know that asshole who
Elijah Wood voices one of them, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
you know that asshole who baited me into playing PUBG with him for a while and then like left right before the round started and who will remain unnamed for their privacy.
Yeah.
You know that person?
Yeah.
Okay. One time he comes over to my house and he's like, dude, I really want to watch 9. And I was like, okay. So we put 9 on the TV. Halfway through the movie, he says, yeah, I want to go home.
Oh, what a little shit.
Dude, that happened to me one time. I watched Superbad at Nate's house, and then we were watching with some people, and then everybody just left the room except for me and Nate's brother. So we were just both in the room together, and it was like, man, there was like 6 people here, and now it's literally just me and Jack. So,
Yeah.
but Jack's a cool kid.
He's a cool kid.
But it was still kind of like, what?
Oh,
Where did
yeah.
everybody go? This
Well,
movie's funny.
Yeah, when you're watching a movie with everyone, people just decide, oh, yeah, I'm going to dip. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah, it was really sus.
Really appreciate
I love watching movies with other people too. Dude, when we were so I don't care. I did not care about the Sonic movie, right?
Yeah.
Don't,
Oh,
but do
don't
not
even get me started.
talk to me when I'm in a theater. Like, do not talk to me when I'm in a movie theater. It doesn't matter what movie it is.
Ty was talking to that whole movie. And then at the end of the movie, I was like, yeah, it would have been a lot more enjoyable if you'd shut the fuck up. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry.
You care about the Sonic movie?
Did you really care about the Sonic movie? I'm like,
No, but it's the merit of it.
But there are people in there who do care about the Sonic.
Yeah, there was like families there, and
I know a lot of people who do that too. I've gone to the movies with some of my friends sometimes. We'll be sitting there, we'll be chilling, watching the movie, and I'm like, damn, this is cool. But I won't say it out loud.
yeah.
And I'll just be enjoying it. And then all of a sudden, one of my friends decides, hey, let's bust into a full-fledged fucking conversation
Oh,
right
my-
in the middle of like a really
serious?
high-intensity scene. Yeah. He'll like, he or she will turn to me and start saying like, hey, so do you know about you? I'm like, bitch.
Shut up.
Shut up. Bitch of either gender, please shut your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm trying to watch this film, and you just decide that, yes, now's a good time to tell me about your day at work and why your manager is an asshole. I don't care.
Dude.
I came here to watch a movie. You prick.
I would go to the drive-in more if it weren't for that, like, people feel more comfortable in the cars talking. And also the sound is awful. But the last time I went to the drive-in was with one of my friends who moved away, actually. He moved to Thailand. Pretty wild. But it was me and his cousin. And we were all in the like back of his car. Like he had like an SUV and we folded down the seats and we're just laying down watching in the drive-in. But his cousin smelled like nacho cheese and like gross, like canned nacho cheese.
Oh, Jesus.
So it's just like, I was just sitting there. I don't even remember what movie it was, but I was like, I don't want to ever come back here.
My experience at the drive-in movies has not been good. The first time I went, movie got canceled because they didn't have the right movie in and they didn't feel like playing it.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you mess up that bad?
I don't know.
Really terrible.
Yeah.
Then a few other times where we went, the movie was just really fucking boring, or people would be talking. And the last time I went, I was with a group of people. I was with 2 people I hadn't known, and then one of my friends had brought this girl along, and she seemed cool. You know, we had talked a little bit before, and she seemed, pretty cool. So we're all pulling up, and we had 2 separate cars, and we all get together, And we're like, all right, cool, let's watch this, movie. We'll chill, whatever. And my friend, he who shall not be named, he knows who he is. Goes, actually, you guys mind if me and, this girl go chill in the car for a while? And we're
man.
we're like, oh, okay.
Classy.
Yeah, sure. So me and my other friend, we chill in our car and we're just talking because at this point we didn't care about the movie at all.
Yeah.
It wasn't enjoyable. There's nothing to actually care about watching.
Do you remember what movie it was? You just remember you didn't care.
It just didn't care.
Awesome.
So we were just chilling, talking about life stuff. And then we both looked at each other and we're like, let's check the other car. So we roll the window down and we look outside and we can't really see anything. So we get out of the car and we walk up to it and all the windows are completely fogged the fuck up.
Everybody else notices too. It's not like you're discreet.
No. So
that they didn't care.
No, they didn't. So the windows were completely fogged up. And there was slight rocking in the car. Not enough to where you would really notice it unless you took an eye to it. But it got to a point where we just didn't know what else to do. So we both got out of my car and we walk up and just, and with the fogged up windows. So we sit out there for another 5 minutes and we're like, debating whether or not we should tap on the window and freak them the fuck out while they're in the middle of, snorking each other.
Porking.
Yeah. So we eventually decide, you know what? Let's just leave and see how long this goes out for, because they've been at it for a while.
I would just leave.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm like, dude.
So eventually they finish, and then we knock on the window after we can tell they've stopped, and my friend opens up the door, and I go, "You guys enjoy yourselves in there?" And the girl goes, "Oh, no, we weren't doing anything. We weren't doing anything at all."
What an idiot.
I'm like, yeah, sure. You weren't doing anything.
I'd sooner believe I had died than believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think on that terrible disappointment of a movie-going experience, although fairly entertaining, I think it may be time to end this episode of the podcast of CTTV, episode 2, minus Nate, because he has been disemboweled and filled with seeds.
No, we've taken the seeds out
of him. Well,
And
we
we're growing
disemboweled him,
new
took out the seeds, and took out a new podcaster. So he will be here next time. Hopefully he does not crash, get a red ring of death. But thank you for listening. Thank you for...
Love you guys.
Just being cool people in general.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Really appreciate it. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
So anyways, back to dioramas.
Back to office clips on YouTube. This is Jim.
My world is
He's crumbling around me.